This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, January 22nd. Back to Monday. Weekend is now officially over.
It is done. Time to get back up and going.
Nice weekend, though.
Yeah, it was so nice that it was warm this weekend.
Yes.
No coat needed. It felt so good outside.
Went to the beach myself.
Yes.
Yeah, nice out there. And John, fog is the word of the day, though, right?
Yeah, certainly this morning. Absolutely right. It'll linger a little bit longer out in Gulf waters. That's true for mariners. Watch for that. You can see how that advisory has been issued for near coastal waters from Inglewood northward up through Tampa Bay. But overland, the dense fog advisory up till 9 a.m. has required a first alert warning on the Suncoast due to the fact that visibilities have been reduced significantly in areas, and that will increase your drive time, no doubt about it. Quarter mile or less visibilities around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, Punta Gorda coming in at a quarter mile, Venice coming in at half mile, so Sarasota, but those kind of ebb and flow and change, so don't be at all surprised to see a half mile visibility reduced to a quarter mile in pretty short order. First alert weather morning gives way to a nice day today under mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. Expected daytime high temperature of about 77 as we progress through the afternoon. No rain in today's forecast, but tonight's forecast and tomorrow's forecast, different story. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon. It's a date. Here's the roads right now. Again, watch the fog outside. Also, State Road 70 eastbound around Lockwood Ridge. Some congestion there already today. Farther south there, you'll see at Fruitville Road eastbound around Honore and Cattleman, some congestion there. Also Clark westbound around Honore. And South County mostly clear at 6:02 on your foggy Monday morning.
Our top story this hour, members of the Senate went home last night without a deal.
That means the federal government will remain closed. ABC's Zachary Quiche has the latest on today's noon vote.
Senate stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
A rare Sunday on the Hill. Senators working late into the night, but in the end, no deal.
The shutdown should stop today.
Senators sent home and told to come back Monday for a noon vote to reopen the federal government.
I thought we were going to avoid the mess we find ourselves in today.
It's not a long-term fix.
You just got to commit to it.
But moderate senators are working out an agreement that would reopen the government and allow more time to hammer out issues like immigration and border security.
Makes you shake your head. Who comes up with ideas like this?
I agree with Majority Leader McConnell. The Trump shutdown was totally avoidable.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has agreed to funding the president's wall at a price tag of $20 billion in exchange for immigration reform. In return, Dems want legal status for some 800,000 so-called dreamers, undocumented immigrants who came into this country as children and face deportation by March unless Congress acts. The shutdown's impact is already being felt, closing some key national parks. Potential furloughs for hundreds of thousands of non-essential government workers is imminent, and others, like the military, will have to work without being paid. Here in New York State, the governor announced Sunday that they will fund operations to keep the Statue of Liberty open to visitors. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
And despite the government shutdown, the Smithsonian will be open today. The group tweeted on Saturday that its research centers and the National Zoo in Washington will also be open. The tweet said that museums have some leftover funding from previous years they can still use. However, there is no word yet on funding beyond today.
And the number of legal immigrants from Latin American countries who use public health services and enroll in insurance plans has dropped dramatically since President Trump took office. Now, advocates say that many people fear that their information could be used to identify and deport relatives living here in the U.S. illegally, and that many legal residents and U.S. citizens are losing their health care as a result. A nonprofit director says Hispanic immigrants are not only declining to sign up for those services, they're also not seeking treatment when they do get sick. Happening today, former CIA Director John Brennan is set to speak at the Van Wezel in Sarasota. Now, Brennan, of course, was sworn in as CIA Director back in 2013, where he served during the Obama administration. Brennan's talk is set to focus on foreign intelligence and what we can do to focus more on counterterrorism moving forward. There are still tickets available if you'd like to see him. It's going to be a town hall type speech. He's going to be speaking at 10:30 this morning and then again at 7:30 tonight.
6:05 now, an update out of California, where recovery efforts are still underway after those deadly mudslides.
That's right. John Lork has more as officials in Montecito say progress has been made, but some danger spots do remain.
For the first time in nearly 2 weeks, U.S. Highway 101 in Santa Barbara County is back open. It was shut down after major mudslides blanketed the Montecito area earlier this month.
Our operations were 24/7 with multiple crews working day and night, and we're very excited to see this roadway reopen.
Officials say they're hoping residents can soon return to some sort of normalcy.
We want you to get to your homes, back to work, and to reopen your businesses as soon as it's safe.
Some areas are still in rough condition, and people need to be cautious of potential hazards.
Use common sense, be aware of any injuries you have on your own body, and be sure to take care of your health during this really difficult time.
Over the weekend, authorities recovered the body of 28-year-old Fabiola Benitez Calderon. She was among 21 people who perished in the mudslides. Her son, niece, and sister-in-law were also killed by the storm.
This family has lost so much, and we wish them our best as they face the difficult journey of trying to move forward without their loved ones.
And as authorities repair the damage done in the past, they're also keeping an eye out for potential hazards in the future. A number of organizations, including CAL FIRE and the Department of Water Resources, have provided data to show where fire and heavy rains could again cause severe flooding.
All this has to be evaluated so that we can present to you in a couple of days what that new risk areas are and how we're going to handle notifying the public.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And the Taliban is claiming responsibility for the hotel attack that killed at least 5 in Kabul on Saturday. Gunmen raided the Intercontinental Hotel, laying a 12-hour siege that lasted until Sunday. Now, the Taliban says 5 assailants carried out the attack. Afghan security rescued over 150 people inside that hotel, including 41 foreigners. And a follow-up now here in Sarasota. The county sheriff's office is continuing to investigate a shooting that happened early Friday morning near the intersection of 17th Street and Lockwood Ridge Road, which sent one person to the hospital.
Marla Spence was out there that day, and she's back out there this morning. Marla, what's the latest on this story?
Ray and Stephanie, the Sarasota Sheriff's Office is continuing to search for the person they say is responsible for shooting a person inside their car at this intersection of 17th Street and Lockwood Ridge Drive on Friday. Now take a look at this surveillance video showing the moment when that shooting happened. According to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, deputies with the tactical unit located the accused suspect's car at a home in the 2600 block of 26th Street in Sarasota. And that's where detectives and the office's SWAT team searched the unoccupied house and recovered 2 rifles hidden under a mattress. Now, currently, they are actively searching for that suspect accused of shooting someone inside their car. This intersection right behind me, the sheriff's office is urging anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Still ahead, first alert traffic and a whole new world for food shoppers.
That's right. Plus, 2017 was a record-breaking year for natural disasters. We'll have those stories and more when we return.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think it up.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get a brand new Jeep Renegade for as little as $15,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $18,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
You don't want to miss the annual Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. It is the largest orchid show on Florida's West Coast with thousands of blooming orchids on display and for sale. You'll also find orchid growing supplies, artwork, jewelry, accessories, and free classes. Make plans now to attend the Venice Orchid Show and Sale February 3rd and 4th at the Venice Community Center. Go to vaos.org online for more details.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on MySuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at MySuncoast.com/dining.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. A-N-D services.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
And we've got a temperature dew point match, 61 temperature, 61 dew point. That brings you 100% relative humidity and a little patchy fog out there this morning. It's a first alert weather morning on the Suncoast because of that fog. Dense in places. A dense fog advisory up till 9 o'clock this morning could limit your visibility to a quarter mile or less, slowing your commute times. Remember, low beam headlights, more distance between cars, and just ease up on that gas pedal a little bit to allow yourself that little extra margin of safety between cars. 62 degrees by 7 a.m. The fog will still be around, but in the process of lifting. That'll bring us some low clouds that'll linger through about the noontime hour with a temperature of 73. As you head into the afternoon, it'll be a dry afternoon, but you'll notice those clouds around. Partly cloudy skies, but warm. Temperature up to about 77 this afternoon, well above average. As we head into the evening hours, you'll still be dealing with the fog, but I think the rains are going to hold off. We'll go with 69. Could be a little patchy drizzle possibly today, but the rain shower should hold off until tonight. Futurecast keeps us in this little bit of patchy fog through the morning hours, and then as we head into the afternoon, there'll probably be some drizzle under some of these clouds, possibly, but I think this kind of overdoes it here. I don't think we'll see rain showers around. Rain showers will be seen possibly from about Pinellas County, Hillsborough County northward through the Big Bend region. There'll be some more numerous showers there into the evening hours. I don't think we'll see a whole lot around here, though. As we head into the overnight, though, an approaching cold front will trigger off a line of showers out in Gulf waters. That will approach our area after midnight. So that by about 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning till about, I'd say 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we have the chance of seeing these showers move through the area. It's a line of showers which will then see some pretty rapid clearing as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. So at about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon through about 6 o'clock, we'll start to see the clearing take place, and it could end up being a very nice sunset tomorrow evening as we get this front through here, wind shifting to the northwest, and some slightly drier, slightly cooler air moves in. Now, the thing is, this frontal boundary is coming from the Pacific. This has Pacific air behind it, so it's not nearly as cold as what we saw last week. High pressure will scoot into the Atlantic. Winds will come up out of the south, and we'll start to notice an increase in humidity today as well. This line of showers could trigger off some severe storms in parts of the Midwest today, but the energy for that should lift off to the north, and the frontal boundary as it moves through here come through in a very weakened state, so don't expect any kind of major weather event with this one. Warm south winds build, rain overnight tonight, and then the front coming through tomorrow clears this out and slightly cools us off. It'll certainly slice through the humidity, no doubt about that. Chance of severe weather exists in parts of the deep south, but for our area, things look pretty good. Titan radar quiet right now. Southeast wind coming in at about 10 knots, and the forecast looks good. We'll look for a daytime high today, warmer than average, coming in at about 77. And by late, with that 60% shower chance, I mean close to midnight or a little bit after, through tomorrow morning, that's when we'll have a daytime high of about 74, slightly cooler than today as that front works its way through. Wednesday, probably a cooler day, coming in at around 67. And then we start to warm Thursday and Friday under a mostly sunny sky. As we head into the weekend, we cloud up again, and rain chances return as the next, perhaps more potent front comes our way. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Time again for your first alert traffic like we've been talking about all morning. There are some spots out there of some pretty dense fog, so be careful. It kind of sneaks up on you. If you've been out there at all this morning, you know this. All right, starting off in Manatee County, there is some slowdowns there as you come into the city, but nothing too much to take note of. In North Sarasota County, you have your typical slowdowns on University, but other than that, not much. It's pretty quiet out there today. And then in South Sarasota, again, pretty quiet out there again. So just take it easy and look out for that fog. It is 6:16, and that is your first alert traffic.
2017 will go down as a year of natural disasters. We know that all too well here in the Suncoast after Hurricane Irma. Last year was indeed the costliest on record, besides hurricanes or as fires and much more. ABC's Chuck Severston has our story.
From hurricanes to wildfires, 2017 was a costly year in the U.S. for natural disasters. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Protection, the price tag came to more than $300 billion, the most expensive year on record. The costliest, Hurricane Harvey, with an overall price tag of $125 billion, only second to Hurricane Katrina.
So I think the best thing to do is get you down to that end. Yes, sir.
16 separate billion-dollar disasters. Hurricane Irma flattened the Florida Keys in September as a Category 5 storm with high winds and storm surge. 25% of the area's buildings destroyed, a $50 billion price tag.
I wasn't prepared, as you can see, but next time I will be prepared.
Then there was the December wildfires out west. The Thomas Fire north of Los Angeles, a raging inferno. Nearly 10 million acres torched when you factor in other wildfires. 44 deaths, more than 15,000 homes destroyed, $18 billion in damages. NOAA's been tracking these storms since 1980. Since then, the costs have reached more than $1.5 trillion. Chuck Severson, ABC News, New York.
All right, in consumer news. So how would you feel about shopping in a grocery store with no checkout lanes? Intriguing, right?
I like that. That means no cash registers, no lines. ABC's Eva Pilgrim shows us how this would work.
Amazon, one of the businesses that revolutionized the way people shop online, making a dramatic move, trying to change the way people shop inside stores.
Welcome to Amazon Go.
The online retailer opening up its first checkout-free convenience store Monday after more than a year of testing.
When you go in, they are not only tracking what you are buying, but how you are buying it, where you're walking to, what you're interested in.
It's not your standard brick and mortar store. The store will cater to health-conscious millennials on the run. Shoppers recorded with cameras, charged through sensors on the shelves, the bill paid by a card when they leave the store.
I think I'm open to not dealing with people when I'm running my daily tasks, so I'd be open to trying it.
Amazon making the play at the struggling $550 billion convenience store industry after buying Whole Foods markets last year and opening a dozen bookstores in cities like LA, Chicago, and New York.
The first store opens in Seattle Monday, but retail experts warn there still may be some kinks Amazon has to work out. Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
The future is here.
That's right. So many things making grocery shopping so much less painful. From like pickup, you've got grocery delivery services, grocery pickup, you can order it online. You've got this now. So.
Well, do you do the self-checkout yourself?
I do, yes.
Do you really?
Yes, yeah. And I've also gotten lately into the habit of ordering it online and then picking it up. That's also, I know.
Aren't you something?
That's a happy grocery place.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the safety campaign to put an end to a dangerous challenge.
That's right. It's a social media stunt that has Poison Control and Procter & Gamble teaming up. We've got more on the story after this.
We should see a high of 77 degrees, but right now off to a foggy start. A dense fog advisory for you until 9 a.m. We'll have the forecast in a few minutes.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Nice day for the beach. Saw an unusual party shaping up there. There was little sails and nice little lounge chairs out there.
I'm just so distracted by that sunshine and blue skies. It feels good again, like, oh, beach.
Boy, and I saw these turtles on a log. Not funny to see the turtles?
Yes, yeah, they're finally back out again. We're not talking about them freezing.
We were going, Aaron said, stop, look at that. And we pulled over, and 5 turtles became 2. 3 others said, get out of here, you got a camera.
Get out of here, we're camera shy.
People are here.
Yes, I'm just happy we're out and about again. There's beautiful warm weather out there today. Love it.
Welcome back, 6:23 on your foggy Monday morning.
That is right. Well, Procter & Gamble, the makers of Tide Pods, are launching a safety campaign to put a stop to that dangerous online challenge that has teens ingesting laundry detergent.
ABC's Maggie really tells us the number of calls to poison control have been on the rise.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Procter & Gamble, parent company of Tide, comes out strong this morning, fighting against the dangerous social media craze, the Tide Pod Challenge.
We are very worried about some child, some teenager doing this, maybe emulating somebody they see on the internet.
In a bold move, Procter & Gamble asks YouTube and Facebook to remove clips of teens eating the product from their platforms.
What the heck is going on, people?
Tide even releasing a new commercial online with NFL star Rob Gronkowski denouncing the dangerous teen dare. According to the American Association of Poison Control, in the first 15 days of 2018, poison control centers across the country have already handled 39 cases of intentional ingestions. Almost all of them were from the so-called Tide Pod Challenge. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have more on this dangerous fad. With your GMA First Look, I'm Maggie Bruley, ABC News, New York.
Looking to lose weight this year? Try FDA-approved Ally. For every 5 pounds you lose, Ally can help you lose 2 to 3 more by preventing about 25% of the fat you eat from being absorbed. For the only FDA-approved OTC weight loss aid, try Ally.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Discover Eucerin Advanced Repair. It moisturizes dry, itchy, rough skin for immediate relief and proven 48-hour moisture. For healthier-looking skin, look for Eucerin.
In the history of people being asked how they like their eggs, we're pretty sure no one's ever said microwaved. You deserve a breakfast made with respect. Try the new bacon, egg, and cheese on brioche. Panera, food as it should be.
I was out here smoking instead of being there for my son's winning shot. That was it for me. That's why I'm quitting with Nicorette.
Only Nicorette Mini has a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast.
Every great why needs a great how.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, a surprise at the mall in Polk County. The search is on for the person who left explosives at the mall near Tampa.
Plus, two very different gatherings in downtown Sarasota over the weekend to mark President Trump's first year in office.
Wag the tails. We'll take you to the Wags Perilla out Clark Road. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
live from the ABC 7 studios. This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
All right, it is a foggy morning out there. It is 6:29. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Suncoast. It's good foggy morning Suncoast right now. Some patches of dense fog out there. You're just driving, and all of a sudden it's like, you just hit this big chunk of fog. So you got to be careful out there today.
What you missed during that camera shot, Stephanie doing this.
I feel the need to just, act out sometimes. My sentences.
Swimming through the fog.
Yes, that's about it this morning.
In fact, John Scalzi calls it a dense fog advisory, making it official.
Yes, and I call that the fog stroke. That's right. You've heard of dog paddle? That's the fog stroke. Cooper in central Sarasota, one of our weather watchers, reporters in with 68 degrees. Becky in Old Mayaca, 52. Whoa, is she happy about those warm temperatures? And we will have a warm day today. That's because the humidity is high. That's keeping the nighttime temperatures warm. It's also leading to that fog issue across the region. Dense fog advisory up till 9 a.m. It is a first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast because of that reduced visibility and the increased commute time you may see as you ease up on that gas pedal. Use the low beam headlights and allow yourself a little extra commute time. Quarter-mile visibility in Venice and in Punta Gorda. For today, we'll see those temperatures climb up into the 60s by around 7 a.m. By 12 noon, we're looking at 73, and by 3 o'clock this afternoon, 77. No rain today, rain tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a second. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic right now. Some buildups in both directions on 301. Also, Manatee Avenue West in the westbound lanes heading toward Perico Island. Farther south now in the northern half of Sarasota County. We'll check that and find out there's some issues there on 301 northbound as you head through Newtown. Otherwise, pretty clear so far this morning. South County, one little blip there on the at the turn up toward Venice on 41 northbound.
Our top story this hour, the search is on for a suspect in Polk County after an improvised explosive device was set off in a shopping mall last night.
It happened at the Eagle Ridge Mall in Lake Wales about 5:30 p.m. when firefighters found smoke in a hallway next to the JCPenney. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says there were 2 explosives detonated. They also found a backpack in the area. No devices inside it, though. Thankfully, no injuries. Officials say they're looking for a person of interest described only as a middle-aged white male.
And a follow-up now in Sarasota. The Sheriff's Office is continuing to investigate a shooting that happened early Friday morning near the intersection of 17th Street and Lockwood Ridge Road, which sent 1 person to the hospital.
It happened during the morning commute. Marla Spence was there then. She's back out there now. Marla, what's the update out there?
Thanks, guys. This morning, the Sarasota Sheriff's Office is continuing to search for the suspect they say shot a person at this intersection of 17th Street and Lockwood Ridge Drive in Sarasota Friday morning. Now, take a look at this surveillance video showing the moment when that shooting happened. According to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, deputies with the tactical unit located a accused suspect's car at a home on the 2600 block of 26th Street in Sarasota, and that's where detectives and the office's SWAT team searched the unoccupied house and recovered 2 rifles hidden under a mattress inside that home. And currently this morning, the Sarasota Sheriff's Office is actively searching for that person responsible for shooting a person in this intersection on Friday. Anyone with information is urged to call Crime Stoppers at 366-TIPS. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And an update now on another shooting. This one occurred Saturday night. Sarasota police changing their investigation to a homicide after police responded to reports of a shooting near the corner of 34th Street and Maple Avenue. Police have confirmed the victim, 32-year-old Todd Michael James Reeves, has died. Detectives are still looking for any information in this case. If you have anything to say, please call Sarasota Police or Crime Stoppers. Now, with the contrast among locals here, recognizing President Trump's first year in office, emotions were running almost as high as they were back on Inauguration Day.
There were those in favor and those against. Back out on the streets this past weekend, Erica Jackson shows us both sides.
Just hours earlier, 5 Points Park was filled with protesters speaking out about the Trump administration. The group marched miles through downtown Sarasota, where they eventually met counter-protesters. And that is when tensions got high.
These drivers are honking in support of President Trump.
He's done a great job. He's for the people, and he's keeping his promises.
No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA. while hundreds nearby chanted in opposition.
During the Trump administration, we have seen him attack, a number of people.
The separate rallies remaining peaceful until the two groups came face to face.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Anti-Trump protesters taking their march from 5 Points Park through the annual Seafood Festival on Gulfstream Avenue.
People are out here trying to enjoy themselves. This is a seafood fest party, but they purposely went through here just to disrupt.
Organizers calling the event a fight against racism and bigotry, expressing support for Muslims, women, the LGBTQ community, and other minority groups.
All the Obama era legislation, he's rescinding it, signing things day by day, and it's making a difference in people's lives. He's slowly attacking democracy.
But just blocks away along the Bayfront, another group celebrated Trump's first year, confident he has America in his best interest.
Trump actually believes in America. He wants to make America great again.
In a weekend full of marches nationwide, few illustrated the political divide, quite like Sarasota on Sunday.
I say that everybody should just get along with everybody.
Police made their presence known to keep everyone safe, but some tried to take advantage, asking officers to remove those counter-protesters. But one officer reminded them that both sides have the right to speak freely. Reporting in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
As women's marches took place all around the country over the weekend, thousands also gathered in downtown Sarasota to voice their concerns. Nearly 30 local activist groups co-sponsored the March for Democracy. People of all ages, races, and sexes were there to support women's rights.
People are disgusted with our government. We're a very poor role model for the world now. We've abdicated our leadership role in the world. And it's a sad thing to say because you see these American flags out here, these people love our country. I do too. There's just, what's going on is wrong.
And all of these women voicing the strong message behind their march.
Usually the beach is about sun and sand, but yesterday on Siesta Key Beach, it was a suicide awareness walk. 12th annual Sarasota County Out of the Darkness event. More than 350 took part. Some who have lost loved ones, others who have personally struggled with suicide. Walkers and donors raised thousands for suicide prevention research.
We came to support our friend Audrey Robbins. She had lost a family member to suicide, so we wanted to be here to show our support, and we think it's a very important cause, and we just want to be part of it. I think it's the message is getting out there, more people understand it. It's not so much of a taboo to talk about. And the more you can talk about it, the more people can get help for it.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention wants to reduce the annual suicide rate by 20% by the year 2025. A new Manatee County magnet school cut the ribbon over the weekend. Rowlett Middle Academy offers unique programs in the arts, communications, and leadership skills as well. County officials say this expands programs from the elementary to the middle school years.
For years, as the principal, I kept hearing from my parents, we love the elementary school, we would like to see the same themes, the same culture continued into a middle school setting. And when we converted to a charter school, that allowed us the opportunity to develop a middle academy.
He also says the expansion is important for middle school students because Rowlett can help adolescents through the physical and emotional changes they face during that age.
Well, next weekend is, of course, Gasparilla up in Tampa, but the Sarasota Elks Lodge off of Clark Road helped host a similar, cuter event yesterday, Wagsparilla. That's right, it was a pirate-themed fundraiser for, you guessed it, dogs. But not just any dogs, they were shelter dogs getting one last lease on life. The event was a benefit for Satchel's Last Resort and Vintage Paws Sanctuary, two local shelters who take in the least adoptable dogs out there, those with special needs and those that are considered senior dogs.
We usually take animals that are scheduled to be euthanized. Again, medical needs are very important. Animal that was hit by a car needs immediate needs. You know, and then we'll take a behavior animal, a dog that's maybe too wild or showing dog aggression or leash aggression.
Sometimes people just don't have a choice. They have to give up their dog. Either the owner's passed away. That's what happened to Scrappy's dad. He was 82 and he passed away, and it left him and his brother homeless.
Well, both shelters say they are constantly at capacity with around 60 dogs each. Now, you can find the link to their websites on mysuncoast.com, where you can also learn how you can adopt or foster some of those dogs that you've seen.
You didn't say new leash on life.
New leash on life.
You missed your pun of the day.
There we go. There we go. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, you can have a new leash on life with our latest in First Alert traffic and new research raising concerns for young athletes.
We'll show you what you need to know when we come back. But first, here's a peek at the, drum roll please, U.S. Capitol. Live picture right now.
Busy place.
Big vote. The Senate reconvenes at 10 a.m. A vote at noon to reopen the federal government. That's all. Much more on Good Morning America at the top of the hour.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The classic film Singing in the Rain is coming to the Players Center in a live stage show opening January 17th. All the dances and all the songs you've come to know and love, all a part of our wild Broadway series. Get your tickets now for this limited run by calling the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. You too can be singing in the rain.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. Now, your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Al in Northport, our newest weather watcher, for joining us here on the morning show. We really do appreciate his call in. He's got 60 degrees there. Didn't report any fog, but I suspect there's some around his neighborhood somewhere, as we have a dense fog advisory up this morning. Temperature and dew point match here in Sarasota, 61 degrees air temperature, dew point 61, humidity at 100%. So allow yourself a little extra commute time. First Alert weather morning today. It's going to be 62 in just a little while, and we're going to see thick fog probably till around a little after dawn, 9 o'clock, something like that. As the fog then begins to lift, we'll get a little bit of this low cloudiness hanging on till around noon. As that begins to mix away, sunshine will poke through those clouds, and we'll start to see a warm but benign afternoon. Daytime high around 77. Fog may linger a little bit longer out in Gulf waters. Mariners, be aware of that. As we head into the evening, it'll be nice. We'll look for 69 degrees the air temperature then, and maybe a little bit of a passing patch of drizzle for us. But North Florida may see a little bit more showery activity. This is the line of showers that we're going to wait for by tomorrow morning that's going to be moving through here. That could slow your tomorrow morning commute just a little bit as those showers move past. It's part of a frontal boundary, a weaker frontal boundary. This one, Pacific air, not Arctic air. So it won't lower our temperatures all that much, but it will provide the lift necessary under a southerly plume of moisture lifting north on this southeasterly wind flow today. That will give the kind of lift necessary to produce a few of those scattered showers. Chance of severe weather? No, not for us. Although it is producing severe weather back to the west, that energy lifts way to the north, and so when that front moves through here, all we get is that chance of a little bit of really much needed rainfall, and occurring mostly during the overnight, but again, tomorrow morning there is a chance of a lingering shower or two. Warm south wind builds this afternoon. You'll notice that the humidity will start to increase. Rain chances overnight, starting after midnight, going through about 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Front tomorrow, that comes through here probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon or so. And you'll notice the winds begin to shift out of the north and they see some drier air filter in and a little bit of clearing take place in the clouds. Thunderstorm outlook for today. Yeah, there is a chance of severe weather in parts of North Florida, the Panhandle, late in the day. That extends as far to the east as Atlanta region by late tonight, early tomorrow morning. So if you're catching a red eye or a very early flight toward the Atlanta airport, or parts of the deep south, could see some airport delays because of that inclement weather. Titan radar right now, though, clear as a bell. Don't see anything around here that causes concern. It's back to the west where this line of strong storms continues to press eastward. We do get a little cloud cover from those strong storms, though, and as I mentioned, today we'll see a lot more clouds around than we saw yesterday. Watch the wind shift. That's the big trick. They'll move out of the south over the course of the nighttime, and that'll take that plume of moist, rich, thick air into our area tonight that will allow for those showers to build by tomorrow morning. Those winds will then shift to the north as the front comes through tomorrow. So the high temperature trend over the next several days looks pretty flat, even with that little dip as the front comes through. But it's next week that we have a chance of seeing some colder air in here. I've written about that on our morning blog, weather blog. That's at mysuncoast.com. Check that out. It'll give you the details there. Southeast wind coming in at about 10, and the forecast looks like this. Today, daytime high about 77 degrees around in there. Chance of an overnight shower. Tomorrow, early showers clearing, a little bit cooler Wednesday, warming trend into the weekend. That's when the next chance of rain comes with that perhaps more potent front. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at first alert traffic. Like we were talking about earlier, don't forget there are some places out there of some patchy fog still rolling around, but there are some congestion buildups now starting a little bit in Manatee County, a little bit there on 301 if you're heading northbound, again on 684 and then State Road 64 as well. Then in North Sarasota, you're starting to get a little bit more congestion right there on Fruitville and University Parkway. And then in South Sarasota, the roads are looking pretty good right there. Usual slowdowns if you're heading into Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda, but other than that, it's looking pretty good out there at 6:47 this morning. In this hour's Health Smart, groundbreaking research is raising concerns about a possible threat for young athletes.
Yeah, it says repeated hits to the head may cause brain disease well short of concussions. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the story.
A game-changing study showing smaller, repetitive hits to the head, not just concussions, may cause CTE, the degenerative brain disease notoriously plaguing a number of former NFL stars.
The bottom line here really is it's the hits that count, not the concussions.
The stunning new study out of Boston University compared 4 brains of teen athletes with CTE and 4 brains of athletes with no evidence of the condition. While recent major injuries to the athletes played a small role, they found it was the smaller, repetitive hits, known as subconcussive hits, that also played a major role contributing to the crippling brain disease.
I think if he didn't have CTE, he would not have committed suicide.
At just 21 years old, Penn football star Owen Thomas committed suicide. ABC spoke with the family back in 2012.
I was just astounded that they found CTE.
Doctors found he had early stages of the degenerative brain disease, even though he had only suffered subconcussive hits.
It suggests that we don't have to wait years to decades to start seeing this type of injury to the brain.
The risks are not just limited to football. They affect every athlete that plays impact sports, begging the question, should we keep playing these games that we know are dangerous? One of the doctors on the study said their goal is to educate both parents and coaches about a safer way to play, insisting this isn't about killing football, but actually preserving it for the future. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
On a lighter note now, a preview last night of the Oscars, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Outstanding cast went to the movie 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Frances McDormand starred in that film about a mother who leases billboards to call attention to her daughter's unsolved murder. Also, Gary Oldman, Allison Janney won SAG Awards, and Morgan Freeman wore a hat.
He's Morgan Freeman. He can wear whatever he wants.
At this point, he can. He won Lifetime Achievement Award and Best Baseball Hat. It's a very special day for Minnie Mouse. She is finally getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Minnie will receive her star today on Hollywood Boulevard, honoring her 90 years in entertainment. Never said a word wrong yet.
You go, Minnie.
Yes. Up next, your day's top local news headlines, and an unlikely friendship spins a positive new outlook on life.
We're going to tell you about a little boy and his special friend right after this.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Be aware of a dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock this morning. There it is, pea soup. That's the soup of the day right now.
That is right.
62 degrees as you wake up now at 6:54.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
The search is on in Polk County after somebody set off an explosive at a mall in Lake Wales. No injuries and the mall was evacuated.
Plus, day 3 of the government shutdown. Both sides still working to hammer out an agreement. Another try today as the Senate is set to vote at noon on a short-term fix.
And a former top spy at the CIA will speak today in Sarasota. John Brennan led the agency during the Obama administration.
And a final look at First Alert traffic. Not too much to see out there. You do have some patchy fog spots, so that's really your big traffic thing out there today. Other than that, just a few of your normal blips and a couple of the roads that are typically busy around this time in the morning. It's 6:54, and that's First Alert traffic.
There we go. First Alert weather morning here on the Suncoast. Dense fog advisory up until 9 a.m. Watch out. Some of the visibility is reduced to a quarter mile or less across the Suncoast. Allow yourself extra time. Temperature outlook for the week ahead. Look at the very end of this week into the beginning of next week. A big dip in the temperatures. More potent cold front coming.
An unlikely friendship with two who have a lot in common. James McNeil was born with dwarfism. He was paralyzed at 2 years of age, 31 surgeries. Despite everything he's gone through, his mom says he's the happiest 12-year-old ever. But guess what? He's got a best friend named Georgia, a mini cow who is also a dwarf in the animal world. That little cow is the perfect size for James, and they do everything together from fishing to hunting, even entering the lasso competition. So they are buddies.
I like that.
A common bond. Isn't that nice?
It's very cool.
Got the squeegee on the cow there.
I know. I'm going to do that to my dog tonight. I think that might work better.
See how it goes.
See how that works. That is awesome. So we have rain showers on the way. They're coming by tonight. Bob, of course, will be in at 5 o'clock tonight with details on that, an updated look at your radar.
All right, stay safe out there. Very foggy. Enjoy your Monday. Good Morning America is next.
It is.